Hey folks, this is Mark from Harmonics, where we give you the knowledge to get good on guitar, and today we're learning this lick. This lick begins in B minor and ends in A major. Okay, so we'll go through the B minor positions first. For each of the 3 octave positions, we're going to be starting on the root, which is B, and then we're going to be playing 2 other notes. Then we're going to be jumping to the next B octave note and doing the same 2 notes again, and then the last B and doing those notes. So let me show you what those notes are. So the first one with your second finger is going to be fret 7 on the E string, or E6. And this is a B, this is your root, okay? So we're going to be downstroking this. Our first finger is on the A string on fret 5, and that's going to be an upstroke. And then we're going to hammer our pinky onto fret 9 on the A string, okay? That's your last note of the triad. So this is a B minor triad shape. So that's a downstroke, followed by an up, followed by a hammer. So that's a downstroke, an upstroke, and a hammer, respectively. To continue the octave pattern, we need to jump to the next position in the octave. So we find the next B. The next B is on fret 9 on the D string. And we're doing exactly the same thing again. Down, up, hammer, but this time in the next sort of middle position of the octave, if you like, middle octave. And we're going 9 on the D with a down, with our second finger. First finger on the 7 on the G with an up. And an upstroke on the 11 on the G with our pinky. And the final octave position is going to be 12 on the B string. Makes sense because it's the B string and every octave is 12 frets, so this has to be a B. So we're going to be doing the same thing again, down on the 12 with our second finger, upstroke on the 10 with our first finger, and then a hammer with our pinky onto 14. That's on the high E, the E1. Okay, so let's see the whole thing together nice and slow without connecting them necessarily in time. Okay, so down, up, hammer, remember. Let's do that again and connect them this time in time. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, dum, ba, bum. So once we get there, we have to come back down. So here, what we did on the last one was a down, up hammer. But now what we're going to do is we're going to pull off to the 10 with our pinky. And then we're going to downstroke on that 12 on the B. So it looks like this. The last part of the ascending octave will look like this. Okay, so from there we have to now jump, position shift, okay? Once we get here, our pinky needs to kind of fly over to 11 on the G, so we can pull off to 7 on the G with a downstroke, and then a down again on the 9 on the D. So we're basically going completely in reverse. And the last position with the pinky, a big jump, will be 9 on the A with a down, a pull off to 5 on the D, 5 on the A, sorry, with your first finger to the pinky, and then down with the second on the 7. So let's do the whole thing because it's quite a lot of notes. So Let me just go over the notes again for the B position. So it will be 7, 5, 9, and it's always going to have that interval jump as we're going up in a minor shape. So you're going to have this middle part, and then when you go to the next string, it's going to be 2 frets behind and 2 frets ahead of whatever the one above it was. So this is 7, so it's going to be 5 and then 9. Next octave position is 9, so it's going to be 9 on the D, and on the G we're going to have 7 and 11. Then we're going to jump to this B, which is 12, so it's going to be 10 and 14 on the E. Okay, and then coming back down, you basically just... So down, up, hammer, pull off, down. The hard part now is the position shift, because your first finger and your pinky have to go from into this position extremely quickly. So it's going to take a while for you to practice, okay? And it's going to be stretchy and a bit sore, but once you get used to it, it's going to be great. And that's just a down, pull off, down, down, pull off, down. I think coming up you should be okay, but maybe coming back down it's a bit strange because you have to kind of use this as a kind of rotation and then come back down. So here's it nice and slow. Okay, so if you've made it this far, very good, very good. So now what we have to do is when we come back down, we're now going to ascend in A major, okay? We come down with our second finger to 5, and now we do a major shape. Now this time, instead of having 2 frets back and 2 ahead, it's only 1 fret back on the next string down and ahead. So let me show you. If this was A minor, it would be 5, then 3 and 7, following the same pattern as B, because B is just 2 frets up from A, so it would be... That's A minor, okay? So because it's A major, we bring this minor to a major, so it becomes... Ascending then to A will be 5 with our second finger on the top E with a downstroke. Exactly the same picking pattern as before. So down, up, hammer. So it'll be down on the 5, up on the 4 on the D, and hammer onto the 7 on the D. Then we go to the next position of A, the next octave. The first one is 5, the next one is 7. On the D string, okay? So this time it will be down again on your second finger, down, up on the 6, and a hammer on the 9 on the G. Okay, and then the last A position is fret 10 on the B string with a downstroke again, obviously. Immediately with an up on the 9 and a hammer with your pinky on the 12 on the E. Now the way that I like to finish this is I do a tap, down, up, hammer, I lean forward, I hide my plectrum here behind my my finger here like this. Okay, and then I tap with my first finger. You don't have to tap with your first finger. You can use any finger you want as long as you can get the tap and get the plectrum back for when you need it. So really slowly it would look like this. And I'm tapping here the next A note, which is 17 on the E. If you want to watch the tapping guide, by the way, there's a tapping like we did recently. Check this one out. This will show you how to tap. So here I'm tapping on 17, pulling off back to the 12 with the pinky is still on, pulling off to the 9 on the first. Then I'm coming over with a downstroke onto the 10 on the B string, which is our previous octave position of A, and I'm just doing a little bit of vibrato. So this is what it sounds like ascending. Let me do it really, really slow. Okay, now, if everything's gone according to plan, you can put the two together. So let's try that. Let's try a little bit more up to speed now so you can sort of hear the pulse kind of going through the whole thing. Lesson today actually solves two problems for the guitar player. One, teaches you how to play octaves if you didn't know what they were. And two, it's actually a pretty cool lick. In my opinion, this would be a good lick for somebody who's kind of in between intermediate and advanced, so the later end of intermediate, if that helps you. Intermediate licks are marked with this icon on the thumbnail. So I hope you liked that lick today and you learned something from it and give it a try. I strongly recommend that you do. Use a metronome, as always, to try and keep time. You'll find that it's better to probably try and play it sort of inside a rhythm rather than on the beat itself. So if you had a rhythm like 1, 2, 3, 4, it'd be 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Something like that. This lick will probably feel a little bit easier to play without a metronome, mainly because fitting it to a metronome is something that your core tempo is going to have to be pretty good in order to do that. But work on the mechanics of this lick first. That's my advice. So I hope you enjoyed that. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please do so and click the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Also, smash that like button if you enjoyed this video. It does help us a lot. And if you're looking for more videos, try this one here. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.